So I know we get the question a lot of times. Maybe we done somebody's roof. Now we're doing their neighbor's roof. You know, they talk to their neighbor, and neighbor says, "Well, my roof cost $15,000." They look at their houses and they're similar square footage, but the neighbor's roof was $19,000.
Right.
So why can you have two houses side by side have such different pricing when it comes to roofs?
Of course, you're looking at square footage. That's what they're looking at, and they're looking at the footprint.
Right.
Are we talking heated square footage? We got garages? Do we have porches? That type of thing, the complexity of the roof overall.
Yep.
So there's a lot of different little moving parts in that whole thing. And I think you may have done some comparison on some houses we've done.
I actually took two houses. One, I think I want to say it was like a 2,200 square foot floor plan house, but it had a 4,500 square foot roof. Then I took a larger floor plan house. It was a 2,600 square foot house with a 3,500 square foot roof. So a significantly smaller roof, but a bigger floor plan. And the reason for that was it was just a straight roof line on a 412 slope. So if you flatten that roof out versus a steeper roof, it's going to cover less area.
Right.
And that was the main thing. And there was actually two houses that we quoted. One was in Kodak. I think the other one was just right down the road here, close to our office. And so I actually made a graphic comparing these two houses. The smaller house, the roof actually cost $4,000 more than the bigger house, just because of the pitch and the complexity and the size of the roof. So what are some other components as far as the roof itself that we're looking at that's going to affect the price of that roof?
If you've got a lot of intersections, whether it be dormers or valleys or hips, because you've got waste to figure in, because we always figure a waste a little bit heavier on some of the hip style houses. You've got the hip and ridge, it costs a whole lot more a bundle than just a architectural dimensional shingle. If you have to do a lot of capping and stuff like that, have to roll a lot of ice and water shield out at $100 and some a roll. I mean, all that stuff plays into that whole equation versus it just being a straight ranch style house with one sidewall to flash. When you start nailing these shingles down, you've got a shingle that's 39 inches, 36 inches, whatever it may be long. When you run into a wall and you've got to cut a piece off, put another piece in, or you get to a hip and you've got to chop a piece off and it's too short to use anywhere else, it just gets thrown in the trash.
Right.
Or run up to a dormer. So all that's going to play into a little bit of that.
So if we got a 1,000 square feet of roof, we actually have to buy 1,200 square feet of material to cover 1,000 square feet of roof.
Plus your starters, plus your hip and ridge, plus you know all your other pieces and parts that factor in this. Because a lot of people just ask, where you get a square? I hear that all the time on metal. How much you charge to put metal on? Where you get a square? These people down here price this metal to them for such and such. Well, they putting rake trim on, they putting drip edge on, they putting screws every 5 foot, they putting them every 2 foot. I mean, there's a lot of other, they putting enclosure strips in.
Yes.
There's a whole lot more going into this than what people realize, a whole lot more moving parts.
Yeah.
And then if you do a standing seam roof, there's a whole lot of hands-on type stuff, especially when we break our own trim, when we go to the 24 gauge type material.
Right.
There's a lot of little moving parts in that whole system.
Right. Thank you all for watching our video. We're going to try and do some more videos like this in the future where we're connect with our customers, talk about our jobs, how we like to do things here at Brian King Roofing. So keep an eye on our Facebook and our YouTube channel, and we'll be posting more stuff in the future.